How are you, Miss Elizabeth?
I'm great. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How is it so far?
So far, 2012 is looking great.
Right,
yes.
Isn't it? There you go. It may end at the end of the year, but...
I'm happy to be done with 2011. Moving on, man on a ledge.
There you go.
Do it.
Now, what attracted you to being the woman on a ledge?
There were a lot of great things about the script. You know, it reads like a really tight thriller, and I love those kinds of movies. And what I love about this is you think you're watching one thing, but then there's a great twist, and you're really watching something else.
Right.
And I play an NYPD negotiator named Lydia Mercer, and Lydia is... she's in a really rough spot at the beginning of this movie, and over the course of events here, sort of redeems herself along with the main character played by Sam Worthington.
Right. What did you do to prepare for the role?
I spoke to a lot of NYPD officers, and specifically negotiators, and more specifically female negotiators. And some of the great takeaways were that, you know, they were really feminine and girly, and they didn't, you know, they didn't apologize for being women on the police force, and you know, I really like that. I had this, you know, I think there can be this vision of sort of the butchy cop.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was like, no, I can have long hair. And like,
we all do have
yeah.
that vision that they're all butch
Yeah.
cops.
And I thought,
I can
this
be
is
one.
not like, I'm more Cagney plus Lacey plus like long blonde hair.
Right.
And it felt really real and authentic, you know, once I spoke to other women on the force who are very proud to be women on the NYPD.
What's interesting about your character is it's almost a redemptive story about you as well, right? Not just Sam.
Well, you know, negotiators are responsible for any sort of hostage negotiation or somebody on a ledge, jumpers, things like that. And so my character at the beginning of the movie has recently lost a jumper. And when you speak to the actual negotiators, that's a very devastating scenario for them, and they take it very personally. You know, their motto is that jumpers jump, meaning that if you want to kill yourself, you go to the top of the building and you jump off. You don't wait for you don't make calls. You know, you're not still standing there by the time I get in my car, get dressed, drive uptown, get out of the taxi, and show up. If you're still standing there, then your rational mind is taken over, and there's a chance I can save you. So if you still decide to go over, it suddenly is my fault.
Yeah, you know what? There's a scene in there where they just woke you up and you have half an hour. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I would need like an hour to prepare. Right? How did you do
I think
that?
she's, you know, she's got a lipstick on in the taxi. She does a lot. She just threw it on. It's fine.
You know what I like about the movie too with you is your relationship with Ed Burns.
Yes, we had so much fun. You know, that originally in the script that was sort of just a throwaway role, another guy in the room, and when Ed expressed interest in being in the movie, we all thought, let's try and make those scenes as fun as possible. I had a great time with me. I basically stand in a window, and on one side I have Sam Worthington, and on the other side I have Edward Burns. I just kind of ping pong between the two of them.
What a lucky girl you are.
It's very exciting.
Let's talk quickly about. You know, what I'm very, very impressed about you, Miss Elizabeth, is that you are an accomplished producer.
I am. Thank you.
How cool is that?
Yeah, we just got back from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where we produced this movie for Universal called Pitch Perfect, about a group of kids in competitive collegiate a cappella. But it's a huge comedy. It's got a little singing and dancing, but very, very fun, funny movie starring some great young talent: Rebel Wilson, Adam Devine, Anna Kendrick, Anna Camp. It's just a great, fun, fabulous movie.
Well, congrats on that. And my last question is, the movie really is ultimately about facing your fears.
Yeah.
What's your fear? What fear do you want to face?
You know, weirdly, this movie kind of is one of my fears, which is I'm not afraid of snakes, I'm not afraid of spiders, I'm not afraid of heights. I'm super afraid of being wrongly convicted of a crime I didn't commit.
I know, right?
And going to jail for something. I was just reading this an article about some poor girl who went missing, and it turns out she was accidentally deported, and they found her in a prison in South America.
Oh
like, that's the kind of thing that I think would happen to me. Like, I'm just gonna get plucked, you know, like off the street, like somebody fingered you,
like,
you're going
Elizabeth
to jail.
Banks.
Yeah, exactly. Where did Elizabeth Banks go?
She's in jail in China.
I mean, exactly. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is like getting, like North Korea, being just like, I was hiking in the mountains, I didn't know, and suddenly, you know, life's over. Those are my fears anyway.
Congrats
nice
again, and thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry with my phone.